Yeah, work has been bad. Listeners probably know. They hear me complain about it. Thank you for your patience. Today is the first day I got off from work before 8 in the last 2 months. I kind of have to address a work thing. You know, people say they like hearing work anecdotes, and I got kind of a doozy for everybody. So, like, I'm a UPS driver. In case you this is your very first episode, you've decided to subscribe to the Patreon site Unheard, and this is your first episode. I am a UPS driver, and when work gets heavy, we have what are called helpers, and these are people who ride in the truck with us, and they take the packages to the door while I am digging for the next package we need for the next stop. That's what happens. And it's kind of like existentially terrifying for somebody as, I don't know how I would describe myself. I guess like idiosyncratic or like slightly anxious to just know that you're going to be working with a complete stranger for 12 hours of the day at the very least.
I think the internet would call you a lone wolf.
Okay, yeah.
You're a real
definitely.
lone a lone brown lone wolf.
Well, if you're a lone wolf, then you're always the alpha. And that's
true.
You can
That's true.
It's usually okay. Usually the helper is, you know, a little weird, but like weird in an endearing way, or weird in like it's fine, something you can ignore. I
always like it when you have like a nice story about a helper that I don't know, maybe you guys found some common ground in music, or like they have something interesting, like, oh, I didn't see it coming, it was pleasant, you had something to chat about. I love those stories. That's what happened, right?
Like
you
for
had
example,
an awesome helper?
One of my helpers years ago was this like 50-year-old dude who had like an anarchy jail tattoo on the webbing of his thumb and forefinger, and then he didn't have a forefinger on his other hand.
The dream. I want that. I want to lose a finger so bad.
I think he said it got knocked off by a train.
Knocked off?
Something like that. I'm trying to remember.
That's like way more brutal than cut off.
The headline of this story, the reason why how the finger was severed is less important, is because one of his friends took the finger home with him and like tried to pickle it and keep it. But then I think there was like a curse attached to the finger, so the friend like threw it out the front door or threw it out the back door, some door, you know, get it out of the house.
Listen, man, my life has been shit since I took your finger. That thing's got to be cursed. You've been living with that finger?
It's like
no wonder it got knocked off.
It's like a reverse monkey's paw. It's a tweaker finger. It like doesn't even give you like a weird you know, half good, half bad wish. It's just all bad.
See, the problem with the lone finger is it's always pointing.
No, this guy, so this guy comes into the truck. He's like dressed kind of nicely and like fancy, and I'm like, okay, this is interesting. He's just like very energetic. He's very like polite and like personable and very like sensitive. And I'm just like, okay, you need to settle down. We're just going to be like, you know, working and moving for fucking 12 hours. Like, you don't need to thank me 3 times for calling you to help me, etc. Like his text, I called him to, you know, said, hey, you want to work today? And he was like, yep. And I said, cool, you know, meet me here at this time. And then we agreed to it, and he's like, thank you. And hey, blessed New Year. Have a blessed New Year. And I'm like, all right, cool, man, whatever.
Absolutely.
And then he texted me right after and said, Alex, thank you, and we'll see you soon. And I just didn't respond because there was no need for me to do that. And so, yeah, I go to pick him up. He gets into the car. He's wearing like this weird, like nice red leather jacket. And I'm like, okay, interesting.
Hold on. Did you say a nice red leather jacket?
Like a not quite red, but like really brown leather type jacket, fitted.
Because everyone's
slim,
thinking,
you know?
Eddie Murphy, Michael Jackson. That's the only red leather jacket that exists.
So,
looking good though.
He starts talking, and I'm just like, okay, man. you know, fine, whatever, giving one-word answers. And then he starts singing. And he's just singing to himself in a falsetto. I'm just like, all right, this fucking sucks, dude. This absolutely sucks. He's singing in front of customers. We are talking to customers, and he is singing in front of them. He is like making eye contact with customers and saying, thank you. How's your New Year going? And I'm just like, shut the fuck up, dude. Like, this isn't like, you're not going to make connections with the apartment manager at 915 Spruce. Like, what are you doing, dude? And so it's about at this point that I put both earbuds in, put my beanie down over my ears, and pull my hood up and just ignore this dude. And this dude starts like, he'll say something to me, and I just don't look at him. And so he just keeps talking. He just keeps talking and laughing and talking and laughing. And I am cranking the volume on the Majority Report with Sam Cedar. And like, I walk back to the truck because I had to get a signature so he couldn't take the package. And I hear cackling coming from inside the cab of my truck. I'm just like, this guy is a nightmare. This guy is an absolute psycho, absolute nightmare.
Yeah, you're about to get murdered.
I've been ignoring him. It's, you know, like I said, but he gets my attention while I'm driving. He gets my attention. And so it seems important. So I make a big deal of taking both of my earbuds out, removing my hood, pulling my beanie up, so he like gets the hint that I do not like to do this. And I say, yeah.
Connect with humans.
And he tells me, he asks me, have you ever heard of Jeff Dunham? And it's at this point I'm like seriously contemplating swerving into oncoming traffic. And I say, yes. And he said, man, he's so funny. Like, I've been watching him the last couple days, and I've just been laughing about him today.
Is there like a new Jeff Dunham special?
He's got a residency in Vegas.
Oh,
but
fuck.
I don't know if there's any like media out there. So he says, oh, he's so funny. He's just like the coolest guy. And I say nothing. I don't make eye contact with him. I don't look at him, and I put my earbuds back in. And I pull my beanie back down, and I put my hood back up. Fucking
He's
done
telling
with
the same story to people, but you're the biggest asshole in the story. I just wanted to talk about Jeff Dunham. You guys know I do a killer jalapeno. You guys know I do the best jalapeno. Jeff Dunham, then me, and best jalapeno status. Like, why does he not want to hear this?
To be fair, there's probably like a million dudes out there saying this about like, oh, have you heard of Dave Chappelle? Or, oh, have you heard of Louis C.K.? Like, there's dudes doing other people's bits to their package car driver also. But the Jeff Dunham thing is like, I don't know, man. That's like somebody saying, you know, hey, have you ever heard of Smash Mouth?
Yeah.
There's this cool song, All Star, I've been listening to for the last 2 days.
The only thing that makes you saying that better is that the fact that there is that Smash Mouth poster in frame that I can see right now.
That's neither here nor there, and that's not a poster. That's a record, my friend. That is Why Can't We Be Friends on vinyl.
Which, by the way, is a fucking banger. That is, if you're going to pick a Smash Mouth cover of a song, that's that one.
That is a gift to me / That Awful Sound from Nick Gunsler, I believe. So shout out Nick. Check out his work at Terminal Radness. You can also see it on Mark Hoppus's bass guitar from their last tour. Anyway, so yeah, I hear him cackling, laughing, just loving life, you know, just enjoying this whole experience of running packages door to door. And I stop and I have my headphones out, and I hear him like saying, I wouldn't even call it a bit. This is what he's doing. And excuse me, because it's a very embarrassing thing for me to do, but I'm going to do it how he did it. He's looking at his phone, and he's just going to himself, "You're so silly. No, I'm not. You're so silly. No, I'm not. You're so silly. No, what? I'm not." Yeah.
This is a grown-up random cheese humor Jeff Dunham fan who you happen to like. Oh, fuck.
And like I said, I mean, I tweeted this out. I don't know if I said it, but he was otherwise like present. He was otherwise not hallucinating, or I don't know. I'm not a clinical psychologist, but he didn't look schizophrenic. This didn't seem to be like a manifestation of his schizophrenia. He's just a fucking obnoxious person.
That's incredible.
And so he's on the phone with somebody, right? And I'm like, okay, I'll wait to start up the truck because he made this phone call. And he's talking extremely professionally to this woman on the phone. And I'm like, okay, it sounds like this is another job he wants to get because, you know, driver helper is like a temporary job or whatever. And he's like, you know, I guess I'll be working with you. I wanted to speak with you, you know? And he was like, yes, I'm recently back in Seattle because I had to go to North Carolina because my mother died. Yes, thank you. Well, she's doing much better now. She's doing much better.
What?
Hi, Mom. Love you, Mom. Love you, Mom. Yeah. And what? I'm just like, okay. And then he goes, yeah, so I was trying to get that cell phone, but it wasn't available. So I was wondering which other ones you had. So he was like talking about his dead mother, talking to his dead mother while on the phone with like T-Mobile or, you know, Sprint or somebody. So I thought that was interesting. And it's brutal. About at this time where I was like, oh, I need to like record this. I need to record this for posterity. I needed to document this because no one's going to believe this. Nobody's going to believe that this person is real.
It's unreal, yeah.
And so I decided to record it, and I'm going to play a little bit of it. And I mean, it's like incredible. It's like the best possible example of what I was dealing with when I happened to take my headphones out.
Before crossing the street. So Jeff, so you are a dead terrorist, I hear. That's right. I blow things up. No, Ahmed, not Jeff. That's right. You better watch out.
Okay, the last thing you heard in that was my completely soulless dead delivery of okay, let's go.
So when you first tweeted about this and I responded that I'm like thinking about you and thoughts and prayers and all that, I had not heard the audio yet. And then when I heard the audio, I realized that thoughts and prayers would not suffice.
Yeah.
So I actually donated $5 to the Bernie Sanders campaign.
I appreciate that. That's the correct response. I hope Bernie has a plan to deal with people like this. Get them the help they need.
Yeah. The best part about this whole situation to me is that I totally believe in, the multiverse theory. And in some other universe, there's you being helped by this exact person, except you take your headphones out, and he's like, hey, you ever heard of Helmsley? And then you guys become, like, really good friends. And then I have to kill him because he tried to replace me.
He's doing like polyrhythmic drums while harmonizing with himself on the dashboard.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool.
Just getting it. He's like, oh, Helmsley, you're so talented.
So Ben Verellen, I love your amplifiers. Oh, thank you. So what you heard in that, I just want to talk about that video for a second. What you heard in the audio was him singing a song about crossing the street to return to the truck. I think it was singing a song about looking both ways, to be specific. And then you hear him doing a Jeff Dunham bit, with one caveat. He accidentally calls the dead terrorist Jeff.
Yeah.
He's
Which
trying...
is kind of a huge slip up there.
Yeah, it would be like saying, you know, my name's Sacha Baron Cohen.
Dude, you better, when the news comes out next week that Jeff Dunham has been murdered, you have to call somebody. Like, I'm not a big fan of ratting on people, but like, by call somebody I mean like us and tell us, and we won't turn him in because you know. But anyways, yeah, that he's for sure gonna murder Jeff Dunham.
My Isla Fisher. And then he gets it right, and he says, "Oh, not Jeff, Ahmed. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I blow people up. I'm a terrorist." It's like, that's, I mean, it's as funny as Jeff Dunham, I think.
Yeah. And
it was great because while I was recording this, I was finally able to laugh at it.
Yeah.
Because I realized that other people would be able to hear this.
Yeah.
And it finally, like, I don't know, de-shrouded me from the doom and gloom. I was like, no, other people exist in the world. It's not just me and this person in my truck. There are other people who are going to bear witness to my suffering.
You know, not to be that guy, but you sound like a real manager, Alex. Just saying.
Yeah, so
this guy's gonna call in a street fight and be all like, "Yeah, I was doing my best Jeff Dunham bits, and my supervisor was not having it. He was just like had his headphones in the whole time and was being a real cold asshole."
Can I show you what this guy looks like?
Please.
All right, I'm gonna text you an image of him.
Please. I have an image in my mind. What? What? No, there's so many things here. Oh my god. What? No, we can't even touch it. It's insane. No, shut up.
You gotta tell him what he looks like.
Well, for starters, he's beautiful. He looks, he has like this beautiful, like long curly hair. He's like a young, hip, vintage wearing black man with like gorgeous big hair.
It's like permed hair.
If you saw this guy, you probably wouldn't approach him because you thought he might be extra cool. Like, he looks extremely like hip. I did not see this coming at all. Like, at fucking all. Oh man.
Yeah.
This is how we fight racism. This is proof that not all black people are actually very cool. I thought that we were all just born really cool and like he might look it, but then he's doing these Jeff Dunham bits and his fuck.
So
amazing.
It gets worse. This story is going on long, but I don't care. It gets worse. Like, I'm going uphill on cobblestones, and he's going with the cobblestones.
No.
And when I honk to back up, he is mimicking the horn. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, beep, beep. And
oh, man.
I'm driving through narrow residential streets while it's snowing, trying not to slide and hit cars, and he is just laughing and cackling at the snow, I think.
I am gonna hope that this person is actually hilarious, is actually really, really, really funny, and is like, hey, I'm gonna jokingly try to relate to this white guy by doing Jeff Dunham bits.
Well, like, I think
I wish that was the truth, but I want that to be the truth. He was just trolling you really hard the whole time.
I think we can put that conspiracy theory to bed because I confronted him and said, "You need to stop, dude. You need to stop, man. I'm sorry. You're killing me. You need to stop. And he was like, oh, I'm sorry. It's just like, it's like being a kid when your parents are driving, you know? And I was like, all right, man, like, that's fine. But, you know, we're working. I need you to just not do that anymore. And he's like, okay. And then he started singing immediately after that. And I said, no, even the singing, I'm sorry, even the singing's no more. And so that's when he gets defensive and says, this is just who I am. I sing jazz for the church, and this is who I am, and this is how I inject joy and positivity in my life. And he was like,
you're doing the opposite for me. You're doing the opposite for me right now.
He was like, and you know, you guys, it's such a stressful job. Like, I'm trying to alleviate some of that stress. And I was like, nope, it's not working. I don't need you to do that. I do this job every day. It's fine. I don't need you to do that for me. And then he's all, well, it seems like you're stressed out because like first thing when I got into the truck, you were like complaining that you cut your finger. And I was like, well, I mean, I got some glass in my finger, and I like told you that there was glass in my finger. And he was like, yeah, but then you said like, oh, fuck this or something. And I was like, I mean, yeah, like I said
glass in my finger.
I said, you know, something fuck. And he's like, well, you didn't have to use that word. And I was like, all right, man. Like, okay. So, and he was like,
by the way he looks, at least his voice was beautiful. Was his singing voice good?
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
did he have a nice falsetto?
It was decent, bordering on extra. It was like decent, but he was like pushing it way too hard. Anyway, I was just like, dude, like, it's not helping. He was like, we just need to find some camaraderie in this. And I was like, all right, man, like, because he wasn't listening to me. I was like, don't do this shit in my truck, please. And he just wasn't listening, and he was insisting that he had to do singing and Jeff Dunham bits to himself because UPS drivers were too negative, and he didn't want to take that energy home with him at the end of the day. And I was like, all right, shut the fuck up. Okay, this is how we find camaraderie. This is how we compromise. You sing more quietly, and I keep my headphones in. That's how we do it.
Wow. Yes.
And he was like, okay. And he had to stop to use the bathroom like 3 times throughout the day, which was a little extra.
That was the most manager thing you said the whole time, but I get it.
Yeah, it's just I have to piss a lot, and I don't have to piss 3 times in 6 hours. So
must be nice.
And so when we stopped, he was just like, I don't know, have you ever like tried taking a deep breath? And I was like, shut the fuck up, dude. Get the fuck in the bathroom. Get in the bathroom.
just take a deep breath. Like, you can only have that type of like optimism. Like, if you're delusional.
He was like, no, really, it helps. No, and I'm like, dude, have you never talked to another person? Have you only talked to like church freaks your whole life?
You should have like told him like, check out James Baldwin, some of his famous quotes.
Oh shit! Yeah, I mean, I guess. No,
you know,
but
like,
the night.
To be in a constant state of rage, maybe you should just put a little bit of that in you, because it's not time for us to be like that. Like, we should be pumped, but not that pumped. Like,
to be a UPS driver with a helper is to be in a constant state of rage. I agree with you, Tony. I agree with both you and James Baldwin. I think that's it. Yeah, and the night ended with, you know, me filling out his time card and him being like, you know, we need to talk about this because, like, you know, you said this and I'm just trying to speak my truth. And I was like, man, I don't care. Please get out of my package car. Please, like, go home. It's fine. Like, whatever. And he was chastising me for saying one curse word throughout the day.
That's all you did was the one?
Yeah, because after he brought it up, I just didn't cuss anymore because that's a pretty easy thing to stop. I wish he would have also not jabbered and sang to himself after I brought that up. But and this is going on so long. It's almost over, I swear. He said, well, I hope things get better for you. And I was like, all right, dude. and I grabbed his backpack out of the back of the truck and I shoved it into his chest. I didn't shove it. I put it into his chest, into his arms, and said, leave. Get out. Because it took him 10 minutes. It took him 10 minutes to get out of my package car.
Go home.
I was like, we are done with work. I want to go home. It's fucking 10. It's fucking 10 p.m. Get out of my package car.
For context, for the people, what time do you start again?
9 a.m.
Jesus Christ.
And he walked home, and I passed him, and he tried to make eye contact with me as I drove by. Absolute nightmare. We've been talking about this for 30 minutes.
It's fine. That was I'm happy that you got to get that off your chest. I'm happy that I got to see the picture of the person. I wish that we could show people what this guy looks like because it's unbelievable. But fuck, man. I'm happy you made it out the other end. I'm happy you didn't have an aneurysm.
Thanks, man.